Good morning, everyone. Welcome to some more Link to the Past Randomizer tournament action. This is qual number 3. We are the secondary stream, but we have two good runners on our hands. We got Ralen Tankir on the left versus So on the right. My name is Tracy M. With me tonight today is Goran 1988. I think it might be tonight for you. How you doing, Goran?
I'm doing good, thank you. And yes, this should be an interesting race, and we'll see what tricks the runners are able to pull out for this one.
Yeah, what tricks they'll need to pull off for this one, as we've had a couple of interesting quals previous to this with a little bit of bow issues. But hopefully nothing too crazy today. But yeah, it'll be a fun one regardless. I think I last saw there was 80 some odd people running in this qual. 81 entrants total. Actually, that's small. It's actually, believe it or not, 81 is small for one of these. So a lot of people trying to get into this tournament. We're only on qual 3. There's lots of time left for people to get in there. I know a lot of people like to wait a little bit and see how things are stacking up. And here we go. Already some divergence. So starting out, Link's house getting a piece of heart rail and getting a nice fire rod over at the sanctuary. And a pendant at Eastern and a red crystal at Hera.
Which, of course, means that Sahasrala will give us some info, given the green pendant will be somewhere in the dark world.
Yep, I mean, a lot of runners don't tend to ask that. It just depends on how much information. I like to ask only if I know 2 of the pendants already, and then I can find out what the third one is, so I don't have to check my map in the dark world. So, well, these guys probably don't necessarily ask that, but some people do. And let's see, Uncle with a piece of heart. So far, Uncle route not really paying out. Let's see if, oh, I saw a bomb there. I'm not sure that was, maybe from the bush crab. Always nice to find those early. And a bombos. So yeah, So does not have anything to continue on into the castle, therefore he's just going to reset. Ralen sees a heart container sitting on the lumberjack. Not too many of those, but definitely not something you're going to go get, even if Aga becomes required.
Yeah, the tree pull was 5 rupees today, so might be able to help with Sora. We'll just see in the future, really.
I think the bombs came from the crab. Yeah, there it is. Crab's dropping bombs. That's a good drop from the crab. Also especially nice because when you walk over to South Shore to do Mini Moldorm Cave, if you have no other weapons, knowing that you can pick up some bombs from the bush crab is really useful. Of course, we have a fire rod, just need some magic to fuel it. Alright, so gonna see that container heart on Lumberjack, and Ralen is going to head over to Kakariko after doing a second tree pull, this one giving just 5 arrows. Probably hoping for money at this point, although he has enough to do bottle vendor by picking up the pots in the caves here, in the rooms here.
Yeah, and there's also Blind's Hut and Bottom of the Well that might have money in it. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, well, you get 50 rupees just from the pots here, so at 73 rupees, he's got enough for bottle vendor. And with the bush crowds dropping bombs, you shouldn't have to buy any. And a mirror, early mirror, nice. Doesn't do anything for us yet, except helps us delete some blocks. Big 3 hundo. So money not going to be an issue for a while. Though we're definitely not at Zora money yet, but Zora not in logic yet. The runners are probably not really thinking about that at the moment.
I mean, what could the possibilities be with respect to Fire Rod? Could this hint at early Dark World access, or is it too soon to see?
Fire Rod doesn't really tell us much. It does put into logic getting to the back of escape, depending on where the small key is. That's about all it does right now. Now, the glove, that's a much more interesting item. And a flute. And a mushroom. Okay, well, if you're going to give us a mushroom, give it to us with the flute so that we can turn it really easily. But that fire rod became a little less valuable because now it's only gets you Dark Cross because we already can get back of escape with just going from the back. Yeah, that for those of you that may be wondering, not used to seeing a small magic decanter, that represents the half magic that is not in the pool.
Yeah, definitely good to see flute and mushroom together.
Yeah.
Will be an easy check.
Also makes it easy if they want to save scum it just in case fake powder becomes something they might want to do.
But yeah, these gloves would also give the possibility of back of escape, wouldn't they? So
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
puts
Exactly, yeah. I fully expect to see a save and quit to back of escape before even seeing the South Shore. And a Quake medallion. Medallions are big to be determined. We never know if they're actually going to be needed or for what they'll actually be needed. Bombo's a little bit better normally, but we already have a fire rod, so we're not going to need Bombo specifically for Ice Palace today. And we know where all the medallions are, because that's an ether locked behind the boots. Ralen gonna check the item here rather than blind check it. He's gonna see if it's something good. That's a tough one. That's one of those ones that you probably don't go back for. You file it in the back of your mind in case Zor becomes an issue, but, you know, if you did blind check the race game item, you pick it up and you don't worry, you know, you say you feel okay about having picked that up.
Ooh,
And mitts. Well, well, it's part of almost our Dark World axis, missing a Moon Pearl, but you know. Also, the bad Dark World axis, since we can only get to one portal with those mitts. Actually, two. We can get to the Mire area portal too, and the can't quite get to the one on Death Mountain yet.
So is fluting out as well, not wanting those 300 rupees. And Ralen is now using bomb strats in Mini Moldorm Cave. Really nicely done.
Yeah, not a huge fan of the early mountain check. There's not a lot he can do here. He can get this item. It's going to be slower than usual because he doesn't even have a sword to see by. And only one other item he... No, I guess he can go into Hera, but he can't complete Hera because he doesn't have a weapon. And Ralen's just going to turn in that mushroom, not going to worry about save scumming it. I do like checking the mushroom here. The mushroom is... I don't know if... Did So not get all the way through? Because... Anyway. It's just 5 rupees. So... You know, I like the early mushroom check because I find that a lot of times we'll see the early fetch quests often pay out, but this one did not.
So is now going into back of escape, so we'll be able to see what's here if there's a key. Possible for So to go see Dot Cross. So let's see, 10 arrows, a key, and 20 rupees.
Now, it's like he's going to go on. This is a bit of a risk because this could still be the map. But he does have the fire rod to get through the worst of these rooms. The worst of these rooms being this one right here, because you have to find and kill that key rat.
Ralen has just gotten a bottle, which I believe is the only bottle our runners can get in the game in this apple.
Well, there's 4 bottles placed, but only the first one becomes a bottle because it's a progression item and opens up Sick Kid. I expect to see him flute over and check that pretty quickly. The flute is such a nice item to have early for some of these otherwise off, out of the way checks.
And Ralen is checking back of the escape. We'll see if Ralen goes down to Dark Cross as well.
Yeah, he's gonna save and quit. Dark Cross is just easier from the front in general, I think. And he hasn't even done Uncle yet, so that whole sequence is a pretty lucrative one for him. I just hope this isn't the map for So. Okay, we are gonna get a check of that sick kid item, and so didn't make it to. I don't think he got the item there either. So, having trouble with those dark rooms,
Ooh,
and an ice rod from sick kid. Well, we don't know if we need that yet. So. And I know I've seen some people in chat thinking the old checkerboard moon pearl. We could have that here. And we could see Pendant Turtle Rock and Pendant Mire, so don't even necessarily need a Cane of Somaria.
the question would be then, is there anything in Mire or Turtle Rock? That's what we've got to wait and see.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while before we can get into at least Turtle Rock. We're not that far off from Mire. I did not see the medallion. I don't think we got close enough to see it. Ralen's gonna do desert first. This is full clearable. With the fire rod, it's not even that bad. Although he's gonna want a bit of a magic refill.
We'll see if anything's locked behind boots. And just a compass.
A compass! Yeah, everybody wants that compass, you know. But yeah, this is going to be a bit of a scary Landmo fight because he's only going to have at most, realistically, he's only at most going to have 7 fire rod shots, and he needs to hit 6 of them. Because what's going to happen is he'll use the 2 fire rod shots at minimum to open the back, and then he can grab a small decanter to get back up to 7 shots. But he doesn't have any backups except bombs. So, most runners are pretty good at the fire rod strat, so I expect to see him go for it. But maybe you check checkerboard cave first. You know, we'll see what he decides to do.
A small key in the big chest of Desert Palace means that Ralen has to walk all the way around Desert Palace for the item that, we know one item is on east side at the very least.
Yeah, and Ralen being very smart about picking up those magic pots, knowing where they are so he can get up the full magic before he goes and does the Landmo fight. So this is he's definitely going to go for this. And now you really miss that half magic that the runners would have gotten. And of course we got to kill these guys. Get some money.
In the meanwhile, So has been doing Mini Moldorm Cave and Ice Rod, getting the same that was there that we saw Ralen get. So a little bit of cross-checking.
A rare trip into the fairy room. Don't see that every day. I would have really liked to see Ralen go and check that checkerboard cave before this. Just, there's just so many good items. And even just a sword, a hammer, a lot of things that could help. He's only got 5 bombs. He's going to need to use those bombs to get through some of this if he doesn't want to use use up all his magic.
So just getting his ice rod off of Sick Kid. And yeah, we'll soon see what's in Checkerboard Cave. Chat was saying it might be a moon pearl.
This is definitely one of the more fun spots for a moon pearl. We did see the Quake was the Mire entry. Sword. You know what? That is exactly what you want if you're Ralen. It means now he still wants to have as much magic as he can have for the Landmo fight. The Landmo fight is, again, you much quicker with a fire rod. But now, if he fails, he's got a backup, a slow backup, but it's still a backup.
So checking Saha's closet, just 3 bombs, 20 rupees, and
a whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing. I'll see if he goes on to Easter. Looks like he's not saving and quitting. Oh, he's gonna flute away. Okay.
And Ralen is now checking Agina's cave, which is...
No? Okay, so he's not going into fight Landmo. I mean, he could do this later when it's going to be faster or better. I think... Not sure he got both items. So he got the rupees and he got... Maybe he was gonna go if it, maybe he did get both items and he's would have gone if he didn't. But he also got this has this sword and this makes this old man rescue a lot better. Like the most of the good runners can do this almost as fast, if not as fast, with just a sword as they can with the lamp.
Our tracker saying it was bombs and rupees and
Bombs and rupees. Thank you, Link Force. Shout outs to our tracker Link Force, always the MVPs behind the scenes. So yeah, Ralen must have been preparing to do the landmill fight if it was going to be an item. If it's not going to be an item, yeah, you just do it later. You might be able to do it faster with a better backup.
Red boomerang on old man, and Raylan will now check Spectacle Rock, as well as the cave underneath Spectacle Rock, I would assume.
We're starting to run out of things. I feel like we have Zor, we have Front of Escape. Not much left. Okay, those are just bombs. He turned around a little bit too soon for us, and apparently a little bit too soon for him as well. He can go into Hera, and actually with this sword, he can actually complete Hera, so... Fighter Sword Moldorm, not anybody's favorite fight, but this is going to be a full clearable dungeon. Picks up the container, the piece of heart. Yeah, there's one of the item pool changes here. There are 48 pieces of heart, plus 4 heart containers. You can still get to a full 20. I don't think we'll ever see that. Also, a nice big key location. Since we don't have a hookshot to Hera Pot, we can don't have to do the basement, at least not immediately.
Just thinking possible routes. There's still Eastern Palace as well, isn't there?
Yep, Eastern Palace. No one wants to go to Eastern. They might have to, but no one wants to.
Raylan making the climb of Tower of Hera. I didn't notice as well. I believe the chest in the middle was 50 rupees. So we've got one item. Can somebody verify that? Oh, thank you.
Okay, so those are the maps. We haven't gotten any items yet, then. And so about to get his sword. Looks like Ralen's gonna set up for the bomb jump. Very vanilla moon pearl. So that was gettable earlier, but no one wants to go into Tower of Hera without being able to complete Tower of Hera. That sword making a huge difference. We are going to see So try and sequence break this item in the Mire Shed. You can do, if you mirror precisely as you enter, you can get a Super Bunny state and be able to open the chests.
Yeah. Raylan now facing off against Moldorm. We'll see how the fight goes.
One more. Oh no!
Oh.
Gets hit on the last shot. Okay, so gets a super. Oh, there's a hook shot there. That is a nice sequence break. Actually worth the amount of time he spent on it, potentially. It is a location that no one's going to miss, though. He'll have that hook shot a little bit longer. He'll be able to go ahead and do East Death Mountain at the same time as finishing up Hera. That'll be a nice little time save for him.
Yeah, whilst Raylan's already up the mountain, so...
Okay. Getting a little concerned there that he was going to fall through that middle hole. And there is an item in the basement.
And at 18 minutes 30 seconds, Raylan has got his first crystal of 7. We'll just see how it progresses from here. In the meanwhile, So is getting ready to face Lammo.
Yeah, it's gonna be mostly a fighter sword fight because he only has a couple of shots with that fire rod. And Ralen is gonna go do the basement here. I feel like having gotten the Moon Pearl, I think this is a very defendable skip. That Moon Pearl opening up a lot. He probably just doesn't want to have to worry about it later. So. So had a bottle. He filled his bottle when I wasn't looking. Because he now has more magic than he did when he walked in. That's funny.
And So's first crystal at 19 minutes 30 seconds after defeating Lammo. Everything's going relatively smoothly for our runners so far.
Now, let's see if this was worth the wait. It was. Oh, that's a really interesting item because it's may not be required. But darn, it's a nice item to have for Ice Palace. It's nice to, it could be required for GT if there's a big key on the right side. If there's a big key on the right side, I guarantee you there are going to be players in this qual that are going to miss that cane, go into GT and not have the cane. So this is going to be really interesting. In fact, with a cane slightly off path, I'm typically a left side first GT router. I would probably, if that cane is not needed for Turtle Rock or Maya, I probably rush the right side and hope the big key is there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. That's gonna.
Ralen is now going for Marshed, so we'll be picking up his hookshot shortly.
Yep. You could go into Mire. Not quite fully in logic without a lamp. This is not a great loadout for that. I don't see him doing that right now, but he could.
I didn't see the medallion again, but I do see on
It was Quake.
Yeah.
We saw that earlier. It was Quake. Oh, he's gonna finish Desert. Interesting. He does this now. I feel like he could have waited a little bit and potentially done it faster. He may be stalling to hoping to find the hammer, so that his Darkhold access is a little bit better. Thieves Town, you always run the risk of leaving an item in Thieves Town if you don't have the hammer. Meanwhile, So is going to go do Hera right now, and then we'll get to see what's on the east part of Death Mountain. And actually, he'll be able to do Dark Death Mountain as well with that hookshot.
Yeah. Partly depending though if So does Tower of Hera before everything else, but
yeah, it looks like he's doing Hera first. Since you would hookshot from the bottom. And there we are. We'll see if So decides to check the basement. Nice kill for on Landmo there for Ralen. So the fight wasn't going to get any faster than what he did. The thing that could have gotten faster is if you come back later with boots. And we are going to see a Hera pot from So. Not going to cause him to miss anything because he does have the big key. See if Ralen goes to East Death. Yeah, he's going to do... Ralen's just going to full clear East Death Mountain. We may not, at the moment, Spike Cave not in logic. We'll see if he chooses to do that or if he can do it. He does not have enough health for it. No magic items. He would need... if he got a couple hearts and a bug net, he could grab a fairy, put it in a bottle to do it, but that wouldn't be logical.
So about to go up and face Moldorm now. See if Moldum's gonna play nice with So today.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense for him to do Hera first. The one argument I would say for doing Hera last would be one, it may give you a better chance to make a decision on that Hera basement, although he could do it late anyway. But two, you might get better swords, or even a hammer for the fight.
So falling from Moldum.
Yeah, we're even up on I think he fell a little bit earlier in the fight, but we're basically even up on Moldorm Falls.
And nothing. In
Nothing.
Paradox,
That was a whole lot of nothing in 7 chests of Paradox.
Still got Spiral Cave, Super Bunny Cave, and Hookshot Cave, so there's still a few checks here to see if anything appears. Yeah, 2 checks here in Super Bunny Cave. So has got his second crystal at 25 minutes. From Hera, we'll probably be doing East F Mountain soon.
Yep. Another 300. So now we have Zora money. Money was never really going to be an issue because worst case scenario is you go back to the race game and grab the 300 there, but that's quite a bit out of the way. Not ideal. And yeah, chat pointing out, so not doing the basement. So you may be without that Canis Mario. That Canis Mario in Ice Palace alone will save the amount of time it took Ralen to pick it up. So we might not see it for a while, if at all, in So side, depending on A, whether we need to get into Mire and Turtle Rock at all, and B, where that GT big key is.
And nothing in Hookshot Cave. So
Yeah, whole lot of nothing. I mean, with his little elves showing up on this mountain, So might decide to go back into Hera basement when he finishes up all this collection that has been just nothing. Not even floating island with a piece of heart. I mean,
TR Medallion was Bombos this time, so no need for Ether, no need for Boots in order to get into Misery Mire or Turtle Rock tonight.
yeah, the interesting part of that Bombos is actually between the two of them, they have access to it. Ralen has the cane, So has the Bombos, but neither one has both. That Bombos sitting in it has a nice sword. That Bombos is sitting in the Uncle area. I forget whether it was on Uncle or the chest, but it was definitely in that area. So yeah, all we got out of here is a Master Sword.
Yeah, from my memory, it was in the chest. Yeah, Master Sword and Spiral Cave.
And we're going to start to see some proper Darkbolt checks here from Ralen. But that Fire Rod, he can, and I expect to see a Skullwoods play first. He can full clear it. Got a Master Sword, so it's not a terrible fight, plus that Fire Rod. It looks like that's exactly where he's headed. Yeah. And give yourself more time to find a hammer before having to decide what to do in Thieves Town.
So, from memory, the differences between the runners, as much as I know, So hasn't done Basement, Ralen hasn't done Uncle, or, well, neither of them have done
Front of his
Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, effectively.
So also checked Saha. I don't believe Ralen's gotten there yet. So had a little bit of trouble trying to do some dark rooms before having a sword, and has lost a little bit of time from that. I think that's most of where Ralen's lead is between these two runners.
First item was 20 rupees in Skullwoods.
Yeah, I like this play to just go to the back first. If the item's here, you don't ever have to go to the front. Nothing more annoying than clearing out the entire front of Skullwoods and finding out everything's in the back. Yeah, chat mentioning fake powder, but between the two runners, they could do it. But Ralen already spent his mushroom. It's gone. He didn't save scum it. So doesn't have the canes. So. And yeah, did not reroute back to Hera Basement. So not gonna get that cane. Not gonna have it for Ice Palace.
Yeah, we'll see if it matters. At this moment, it's still in the air whether it does or not. Ralen about to drop down to face Mothula.
Yeah, the good news is that's probably the first place you'll look if the big key ends up being on the right side. The bad news is if it's on big key's on the right side and you don't have that cane, you have to go look for it.
So going up to Skull Woods.
Yep.
And Ralen
Good choice here.
4, I believe, off. I think that one hit the spikes. Using his blue potion right now.
Oh, he said one more shot. I mean, it's better to use it and not need it than die. And he was very close to death, but turns out he didn't need to use it. That's a bit of a feels bad, but you know, he's got money, so he can buy another one if he wants to and flute to get over there.
And the second item is a piece of heart. And
Ralen, that's it. That's all she wrote for Skull Woods.
Yeah, Ralen, 30 minutes, 3 crystals.
Has to walk out of here, though. Let's see if he does the North Dark World checks before he goes and does Thieves Town. We'll see if he's going to try and stall further for that hammer or not. And so going to waste a little bit of time here by checking this chest before doing the moth fight. I guess there's some good things you could get here, but we know it's nothing, so...
I mean, would it be possible to do Smith Chain before all of that? Ooh, interesting. Ralen is going to check the magic the cave using the magic cape. And that's just
Bumper Ledge. Yeah, Bumper Ledge just with the 20 rupees. I'm going to probably do Graveyard Ledge as well. I kind of like the idea of... Nope, not going to do Graveyard Ledge. I kind of like the idea of turning in the Smith now, but the purple chest is a much slower check. I mean, you could save a mirror portal, boot back to 3, and then get back right into Thieves Town. Everything just feels slow without boots. We don't have boots yet. We might not get them.
It would go into Hype Cave. Just a piece of heart and Sea House.
Yep.
And so just facing Mothula right now. And nothing in Treasure Chest Cave. Sorry, game.
Yeah, chess game. I think, yeah, it's pretty obvious what you mean, so. But yeah, chat pointing out, we are bow, hammer, and flippers. Let's see if that's, I think that is it. Of course, we don't know. The items could be in bad spots, could be behind other things. I'm sure the runners would like to find either a sword, or silvers, or a lamp. No one wants to do Master Sword Silverless with having to get a fire rod torch glitch. Because that's just horrible.
Ralen is doing Smith's Chain. Oh, it's not doing Smith's Chain.
Yeah, I think what he's gonna do here, he's gonna do the dig game because he can't do dig game without a follower. And I could see him we'll see if he continues south, but he might route back up with the Smith, and then after Thieves Town, or maybe even before Thieves Town, can do that purple chest, and drag it all the way to the guy.
And that's 20 digs for just a piece of heart.
Yeah, it's a lot of digging.
Yeah, Ralen looking...
going up? Yeah, he's going to go back up. Okay, he's going to grab the Smith, turn the Smith in. Probably, he's clearly stalling for hammer. But at some point, you just got to make a decision. I'm going into Thieves Town without it. And of course, once you see the front 4, you can make a decision as to whether to finish it out or not. depending on what you see in the front. Ironically, the more, Thieves Town, the logic of Thieves Town being that if the small key is available, then everything, but obviously the big chest is in logic, but the small key is not available, then the things in the back are not in logic, but you don't have to worry about something being in the big chest. So,
Cane of Burner on Smiths. Might help in 1 or 2 fights.
a decent luxury item. Actually, really useful for the blind fight, honestly. If you get off script, that Cane of Burner can save you.
So is going into Thieves Town. Ralen is going to do the World Tour of Purple Chest. So has just gotten his Tempered in the third chest.
Well, that's good to find. Now we don't have to worry about, like, the worst case scenario is a Fire Rod Torch glitch for a Tempered Sword fight. That's not really that bad. Or you could just find the lamp right afterwards. So, Thieves Town having some nice items. Nothing hard required, but definitely things you're not going to turn down. And everybody's going to get those, so you're not going to be advantaged by them at all.
Just a piece of heart in K45.
Yeah, get used to seeing those pieces of heart, because a lot of the normal junk items are replaced with them. It's kind of nice, so you get a lot more refills.
And just bombs in the grove on, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, we got a small key. We haven't seen a map or compass, so I feel like this is a pretty good go to the back. But that big chest is available with the hammer, so there could be something there. We're down to not a lot of needs. Pretty much if the bow or the flippers are there, and if Ralen can score a hammer before going there, that would be really big. If otherwise, could just be a map or a compass in there. And purple chest, absolutely nothing.
Still, Hype Cave is around. We'll be able to see if there is anything in Hype Cave.
You could also dive into Swamp Palace and check the first chest, which is a lot of people's last locations for good reason. No, he can't. He doesn't have flippers. Never mind. Forget I said that. I mean, he could go into Swamp Palace and just kind of stare longingly at the dungeon, but that would not gain anything. Okay, a blue boomerang out of Hype Cave. Not exactly the best.
The chest that normally has bombs for the drop down on blind gave 20 rupees today. So that's another item out of Thieves Town.
So we're running out of places. We have Hammerless Ice. One more item in Thieves Town. We have both runners have access to Mire. Ralen can full clear it. Between the runners, we have Turtle Rock. And we still have Front of Escape. And and Bolus Eastern. And we can't technically get to Pod, although there are ways to get there. Technically, I mean, Aga's in Logic, so Pod is in Logic. I just expect that if either runner goes to Pod, they're going to do so with the current jump or something.
And 5 rupees in Thieves Town. No sign of the map or compass, which means that there's either a map or a compass in the chest that's normally there for vanilla mitts. Yeah,
the big chest. And that's really good for the runners. They don't have to worry about coming back here. Ralen, I think... Ralen really was stalling for that hammer. Unfortunately, didn't get it, so... but we'll be happy that the Thieves Town play does work out in the sense of we won't have to ever come back. And get a couple nice items in the process. Yeah, also, Link Force, our tracker, yelling at me because no hammer for Turtle Rock, so can't go there yet.
And so getting his 4th crystal at 38 minutes. Yeah, the locations are drying up again.
Yeah. On the other hand, we've all seen turtle rock bows and turtle rock flippers. So once the hammer does show up, you kind of hope. Actually, really, right now you're hoping for a hammer go mode. Honestly, get that, get those flippers, get that bow, and then find the hammer, and then you don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
So looking as though he's going to do dig game and then Smith's chain.
Yep, that would be what I'd expect. Again, the dig game just being such a bad location, and you can't take a fowler here, so. Oh, at this point, all our item dense locations are just bad. And now we come to the portion when the runners are repeating each other's footsteps.
Yeah.
We'll see if either one of them decides to go for a kern jump or something to get. Oh, Ralen wanted that heart. To get over to pod, maybe do pod Eastern at the same time. We could mimic clip or use a potion camera unlock to break some of pod.
Yeah, now's probably a great time to say that our runners are putting on a fantastic show for us here. Well, tonight, you know, make sure to give them a follow. They're doing this all for us, really, and it's amazing to watch them run.
Okay, I think Ralen's gonna be done with Thieves Town before So finishes up his Smith chain plus purple chest turn in plus hype cave tour. So it'll be interesting to see exactly where the runners go next. So gained a little bit of time by being a little bit more efficient by doing Thieves Town when he was there the first time. Decided to gamble against needing the hammer in Thieves Town, and he was right. So that worked out well for him. And then the runners will have some decisions to make. The real problem for So is that he's already done it, Saha, so it makes Eastern less valuable, and he's already done Uncle, so it makes Front of Escape less valuable. Ralen, on the other hand, will have a lot more checks in both those locations. So for him, it's much more item dense areas. It'll be interesting to see what choices these two make.
So has gotten the 3 bombs in the grove. Ralen is now getting his 4th crystal in about 42 minutes. So checking up Hype Cave before turning in that chest.
Yeah, I see calls for a kern jump in chat. I actually really like the kern jump play here, because then you can put Eastern and pod together. The play to do a kern jump is not in logic, but pod is available because we do have Aga Axis with the lamp plus master, in this case tempered sword. This will just do it faster, and I think that is what he's going for. We'll see if he does. He's gonna do Graveyard Ledge first, and we'll see if he continues on after that. I mean, he can route all this stuff very efficiently if he can do that kern jump, because he can do Pyramid into the escape sequence. He can then do Pod Eastern at the same time. So this is very good routing if you can pull it off.
And just 10 arrows in Graveyard Ledge, while So getting the 20 rupees off of Purple Chest. So that jump looking a lot more likely by the minute.
Yeah, he's doing it, because otherwise he'd have saved and quit out of Graveyard Ledge. Okay, no, he's doing... I mean, he's gonna do it. He's doing, it's like some sort of splash delete method that I don't know, so... And this will work just as well. So well, theoretically it'll work just... Okay, there we go. Got it, second try.
Nice.
Nicely done. And so he's gonna bet on the mire area. And actually he's gonna go in. This is a you know, this is not a very item dense area. There's only 2 items in here. He might not be able to get both because he doesn't have that cane of somaria that's sitting in Hera basement. Oh, Ralen's gonna even route in the Zora area too. He's just gonna full clear all this stuff. And I assume if he could do that fake flipper to get over here, he's gonna be able to do a splash delete over here. Usually like to have the bow for this one, but Cane of Somaria can do a lot of things in terms of splash delete. So we'll see what he pulls out for us. Fun to watch. That's not what he was looking for. Let's see if he can get this fake flipper. There we go. Nicely done, Ralen. So, meanwhile, first item in Mire about to be seen. And it's a small key. ₹50 and 5 rupees. I mean, you didn't really expect anything to be here, but if you're here, you don't have to worry about it. But a nice refill of a blue bottle there, so gets a free blue potion out of that. And so far, just 2 keys at the front of the first 2 checks of Mire. Piece of heart we don't care about, so we won't see more splash deleting. I do expect Ralen to walk out of here, which does kind of suck, because it kind of takes a long time, but I don't think he wants to lose that mirror portal.
Ooh, so what is it tonight?
He's got to make sure he doesn't catch this if it's something bad, because then he'll lose the water walk he's got there.
5 rupees.
So the Zora area, a big bust. Still going for cutscene chest. I didn't see what was in the compass chest, but with 2 keys already out, the odds of a key here is pretty small. There only can be a key here if the big key is in the other chest, so...
Track is saying it was a piece of heart.
Yeah, so this can't be a small key, so it is more favored to be an item or the big key. It's not going to be the small key that's left over. Oh, baby, those are flippers. That is required. So a Mire dip required. Can't fake flipper your way through Swamp Palace, so Ralen's gonna have to get over to Mire at some point.
Swamp Palace having 6 items in it is quite a dense area that is required because it does have a crystal.
Yeah, it is required. Can't do much in there yet because we still don't have the hammer. Could check the first chest, but now it's completely out of the way.
Ralen going to check Pyramid Ledge, which is bow locked at this point. So, sorry, I mean hammer locked, and it is a book.
Yeah, it's not what you want to find there. Oh. Yeah, you've already full cleared the mountain otherwise, except Hera. Sorry, he did Hera basement. Ether tablet and Spike Cave, so...
Ralen about to pick up his bombos.
And the other unfortunate thing is Ralen's going to get this bombos, and that might lead him into Turtle Rock. Before he goes into Misery Mire. Now, Turtle Rock could have the bow. And of course, we still need that hammer. So, Ralen, at this point, finding the hammer right now for Ralen would actually be a pretty bad thing.
So just checking Graveyard Ledge. Probably gonna go across to the side with Bard.
Yeah, I fully expect him to do a current jump or a splash delete. I think current jump's a little bit more common, so that's what I expect to see. But either way, I expect him to sequence break this and do it without do it the the not intended way, as opposed to killing Aga. Yeah, just a reminder to everyone, even though they got here in an unusual way, in a sequence break way, this is all in logic, because they could have just gotten here by killing Aga. And the only thing that wasn't in logic was the waterfall fairy stuff.
20 rupees and a piece of art at the front. I don't believe anybody's done Dark Cross yet.
Yeah, we're about to find out whether it's even needed, because I don't believe we've seen the map. Oh, yeah, for Zoe this is in logic, because he has flippers. For Ralen it was not, but yeah. And Ralen gonna use the frozen guard. That's a fun way to do this fight. Okay, Ralen got nothing, and the map is at Dark Cross, so it's good that So never got there earlier when he tried to do that. And Ralen gonna head back into his portal, head over to do Pod Eastern. Probably gonna grab that book, because it's there. That is not a thing you want.
Yeah. Thinking with the flippers as well, So could do Under the Bridge. So that's one shack that So has above Ralen.
Yeah, and in fact, those flippers put all this stuff in logic. So this is not an Aga required seed for East Dark World. If you go to Meyer.
And Ralen about to make it into Pod. We'll see, there should be 5 items here.
Yeah, 5 items. He might not be able to get all of them. I fully expect him to do a mimic clip of sorts. If you can do those flash deletes. So you should be able to get 4 items out of this. He has a blue potion if he wants to use that instead. We'll get our first look at Pod and Eastern here. So for no mode at this point, we need to find a hammer and we need to find a bow. First check in Pod is a hammer. Okay, that's we are bow locked, and Ralen's just gonna leave. I like this. I do expect him to go back in here. No, he's not. Okay. Yeah, a little surprised. So he's looking for a bow and flippers, and I kind of thought he would go into Eastern looking. He's chosen not to. The bow cannot be. In fact, I mean, when So gets there, he'll know not to continue on in Pod. There's absolutely no reason for it, because the bow can't be there. Being that we don't have progressive bows, you're not going to find a bow-locked bow.
Oh, Ralen is checking
He's checking.
the ped seed.
Oh, that's interesting.
So doing Dark Cross.
I mean, ped is in logic at this point, except for no bow. It's just couch cash.
Yes, yeah.
It couldn't have been the bow. I don't know why I was getting excited about that, because yeah, well, we know where the flippers are, we know where the hammer is, and bow can't be there because Eastern.
I am thinking my theoreticals now, though. Although we know it's couch cash, it could have been the boots, and the boots could have been required for this torch on GT.
Oh god, no, let's not do that.
Well, it's not tonight, but you know. I'm just saying.
Chat would love that, you know they would. So Ralen is going to go into Turtle Rock, I think. Well, we'll see. He might just be doing Ether Tab and Spike Cave. And then we'll see. He may not choose to go into Turtle Rock.
With regards to So, it just depends whether So will make it into Pod, which I would assume he would.
Yeah, he's not doing pod, because he'll get his hammer and be bow mode, and the bow can't be there. So there's absolutely no reason for him to go continue on into pod. He'd have to sequence break the right side, and there can't be a bow. So
Piece of heart on the ether tablet.
Yep.
That hammer would be opening up Swamp Palace though, and with the flippers.
Yep, he can do. Yeah, I would expect to see him do Swamp Palace once he gets the hammer. Ralen kind of needs the bow to be here at this point. Because bow could be at this right now. I mean, we have all of Swamp Palace. We have all of Turtle Rock, and we have Eastern. We have potentially 3 items in Eastern.
Chat pointing out that Ice Palace is a play.
And Ice Palace. Ice Palace is a really good play with the Cane of Somaria. Well, okay. It's a really good play for Ralen with the Cane of Somaria. Because he can do it much faster. So without that Cane of Somaria, might avoid it and might go into Swamp instead.
So currently Maya is necessary for the flippers.
Right.
Would Turtle Rock be necessary?
Well, it very well could be.
5 checks in Turtle Rock plus Mimic Cave. Might not get them all because one might be on boss, but we'll see with Ralen coming into Turtle Rock now and with So going into Pod.
Yeah, I think I like the idea of going. I mean, Ralen's searching for 2 items, and it's going to be a while before he gets to Misery Mire. But yeah, I kind of like the ice play better. All the reasons. It's a faster dungeon, especially with Iceberg. He's got the Cane of Somaria for it. For So, I mean, it's still not a bad play. It's going to be he's going to lose a couple minutes to not being able to Icebreaker, unless he can manage to get Go mode before it comes to it. Because, as it turns out, Icebreaker doesn't save a lot of time in Go mode. It saves time in not Go mode. So. It saves like maybe 15 seconds if you're in Go mode, but if you're not in Go mode, then that's when the time save really comes.
Just a piece of heart under the bridge. So has checked Lake Hylia Island. That was just a piece of heart.
Yeah, lots of pieces of heart here. Now, So might be compelled to go into Eastern.
Ralen going into Fire Rod Lock, Turtle Rock, 2 chests here, and just 2 keys.
Yep. Haven't seen items yet. But yeah, So's gonna have a couple of full clearable dungeons with this hammer, and we'll see if he does. Either one, which one he does first. I gotta believe he's gonna do one of them.
Ralen avoiding the bow wows and getting a big key. And So is just about to get his hammer.
The only real question here is he going to dip Eastern since he's right here, or is he going to leave and do the dungeon so he can full clear? Doesn't seem very happy about that hammer. Mirror, are we fluting or are we going in? We're fluting. Yeah, this is, I mean, you say if it turns out to be an Eastern, you save a little bit of time by going there now because you don't have to walk back to the dungeon. But if there's nothing there, it's such a waste of time, and you have 2 full clearable dungeons now. He's gonna do ice first. Still's not seeing a whole lot in Turtle Rock here.
Yeah, just a map in Lava Lake, effectively. About to go out of Turtle Rock and do Mimic Cave. Big chest coming up as well as, eventually Laser Bridge.
Now this is green pendant, so I do expect we'll see a full clear here.
So about to face off against the first wave of Pengators, using bomb strats. pulls it off really well. Gets a key for his troubles.
Yeah, the bomb strats in there are kind of fun. And they're among the fastest ways to get through that room.
So not able to do Icebreaker because he hasn't got the Cane of Somaria, which will lose him, sadly, a little bit of time. Just got to go the normal route for now.
Been maybe a little bit rusty on setting up this bomb jump, but he'll get it.
Just a piece of art in Maya Cave. Mimic Cave. So defeating those Stalfos is quite nicely.
Yeah. It's nice to see the strats to go into doing the bomb jumps. Not even just the bomb jump, but it's that a clean Stalfos room is really nice to see. Oh, shovel. Oh, that's not what you want to see. Now, the next best thing Ralen can find in here, if he doesn't find the bow, would be a pair of boots.
And after that, silvers.
Yeah, silvers would be okay. Save time at the end of the run. Save time on. Well, you're not going to kill Viddy, but you're save a little bit of time on Ganon.
Yeah. So getting closer to the chest that's normal, the vanilla big key chest of Ice Palace. Checking a few chests on the way. Just a map in the H room.
Yeah, we talked about Ralen doing Ice Palace earlier. Problem, of course, with that is he can full clear Ice Palace. He can get there just fine with fake flipper. He doesn't have flippers. That's probably why he's not there. He's gonna have to. He may very well go to Meyer after this and get his flippers out of there.
Ralen in Laser Bridge, just a key, a compass, powder.
Another fetch quest. That's a nice luxury item, though. It's a really good safety item, so it's definitely not. I mean, you take it. You hope you get something else out of this play, though.
₹5. Looks like Ralen is gonna go off and face against Trinex. I didn't count items. It does seem as though I've seen the map and the compass, so this should be an item alongside the green pendant turning, which should be an item in itself. So is into Ice Tea Room, finding just a red 20.
And we have not found a bow on Ralen's side, or even a boots that would make things better. So far, our only consolation prize is 2 fetch quests, but at least one has other uses. Would be funny if the bow was behind that powder, because that was sequence breakable.
Yes, indeed. Ralen defeating the Firehead, defeating the Icehead now. With quite a clean fight. Now on to the final phase of Trinex. Getting his sword ready.
Yeah, so Ralen after this actually is going to have 3 things to turn in. He has a shovel to turn in, he has a powder to turn in, and he has a green pendant to turn in.
And the item on Trinex is...
Piece of heart. And yeah, not a whole lot else. Like, he has hammer pegs, he has Misery Mire, and we know that's where his flippers are. See, but everything's kind of scattered throughout the world. The good news being he does have that flute to make it a little bit better to get to those scattered locations. I think first we're going to see... I don't think we've seen Spike Cave yet, so I think we're going to see that first.
So, defeating Cold Stare rather cleanly. And...
Oh, well, silvers are free.
That's always nice to see. And his 5th crystal in 1 hour, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, roughly.
So yeah, I mean, so far the theme of these quals has been bows. The bow not needed if you could mimic clip in qual 1, and from what I understand in qual 2, a lot of runners were go mode bow. And here we are again with a runner in go mode bow. Now Ralen, of course, still needs flippers.
And just bombs in Spike Cave.
Okay, so gonna go do Swamp Palace. Okay, where are we going next? We're going to Sanctuary. No, we're not going to Sanctuary. We made a mistake. I wish I could say I've never done that, but yes, I've done that. This is probably a shovel check?
Yep, looks like Raylan is going to check the dig spot. And then what order will it be? Will it be Powder turn in first or Saha?
Meanwhile, we're gonna see Bombo's tablet from So. Oh, it's behind the shovel!
Oh!
Okay, so Turtle Rock required. Kane of Somaria in Hera basement required. Ralen says, I am just going to take this straight over to Pod and finish off Pod, turning in my green pendant. Green pendant's going to be nothing, because we know where... So I feel Ralen's probably getting to flippers faster than So is getting to shovel, specifically because of that Kane of Somaria location. Ralen's gonna do Pod, might do Eastern. Gonna do Ice, but he'll be able to do that very quickly, and then he'll probably go to Swamp. No, he can't go to Swamp because that's what he's missing the flippers for.
Will this be
He might not do Ice. He might go to, yeah, after he gets through Pod, he might do Eastern, he might do Mire. I don't think... When you're in Flippers Go mode, I don't think you break Ice Palace. I mean, you could, but you just... You'd go mode through it, so you could just do it. And Boot's still outstanding, so we won't know go mode for sure until we have a pair of Boots spotted or until we see the big keys not sitting on the torch.
Always a concern. Raylan now in Palace of Darkness, So now in Swamp Palace. So should be able to clear Swamp Palace, and Raylan should be able to clear Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, so what's interesting here, So is going to get a go mode Pod. How good that is depends on where the big key is. Raylan is going to get a go mode Swamp. All this is, of course, contingent on Boots, because, I mean, I would expect them both check on-path chests in case Boots are going to show up. I don't expect either one to go out of their way.
Oh, I forgot. This means that Tower of Hera basement was
hard required. Hard required Hera basement. Yeah, so needs to get to Hera basement to get his cane, to go into Turtle Rock to get his shovel, and it's a shovel, so you're gonna full clear the dungeon. I mean, it'd be a bold call to leave with just the shovel in this situation, especially in a qualifier seed. I could see it a little bit more in a 1v1. If you know, depending on what you know about your opponent, I could see leaving with the shovel and making that gamble. But in a qualifier seed, where the amount of time you lose if it's green pendant or further on like laser bridge, it just is so much more. I can't see not full clearing Turtle Rock when you get there.
So missing out on left side swamp for now.
Yeah, I mean, he's go -1. You don't do that first. You maybe skip it afterwards, but when you go -1, you're hoping to find your go mode on path and just never have to go back in. Now, he'll have to make a decision whether to abandon the left side or not after he kills Argus.
Yeah, from our knowledge, as long as it isn't Boots, then as long as Boots isn't required, we're in no mode right now.
Yeah. We're gonna 21 out of 22 no mode.
I can see everybody guessing 2s in the chat when we get
Yeah.
to it. So about to face off against Argus. Doing well with the tempered sword and the hookshot. Getting rid of all the baubles around Argus and using the fire rod to finish it off. And so getting his 6th crystal.
He's a long way from that 7th crystal.
Very long way from that 7th crystal. Looks is so deceptive here because Ralen has the bow that took so long to get. Basically the whole clear of Turtle Rock in itself to do with the basement of Hera, whilst So has got the crystals down, but hasn't done that Turtle Rock play. But saying that, Ralen hasn't done Ma either, so we'll see when Ralen does Ma.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a decision to make. He's got 2 pendants to choose from, essentially. He also has a couple one-offs you could do hammer pegs and powder turn-in. You could choose to go into Ice Palace and just go mode it, knowing that the flippers aren't going to be there, which isn't really a bad play, because if he's undecided as to what else to check next, he could go do Ice Palace, go mode it, and give himself time to think. Oh, he hasn't even full clear pod yet. I thought he left this early. I like the choice to go to the back first in hopes that your flippers are just sitting there on Helma. Unfortunately, they are not. So meanwhile, did decide to go back into Swamp Palace. We know neither one of them is going to find their item in these locations.
Yeah, the only useful thing being boots here. Ralen going to check all the dark rooms in the back of Pod, which there are 7 chests here.
Yeah, I don't know how many items he got in the front. I think he got a big key and the hammer in the front 4, so that's why he skipped some of those other locations. He only needs 1 key here because he can hammer jump to the dark maze. So I think we've seen 2 items now.
Yeah, I didn't keep track for this one, so we'll just have to see.
Okay, let's see. I guess Harmless Hellway has to be a key at this point, because he only had the 1, so it'd be a key for a key. So he's just going to go do Dark Maze. Easier to keep track of when you do this normally, because you have, normally when you route this, it'll be 2 keys will keep you out of Harmless Hellway. Because one of those would be for Dark Maze, the other one would be for getting to the back. But he's already gone to the back, so 1 key will do it. And nothing in Pod, nothing in Left Side Swamp. Now So has some decisions to make. I think he's going to do Hammer Pegs. Ralen is going to go into Eastern, choosing the wrong pendant, but maybe we'll get some boots here.
Boots would just be so much peace of mind at this, although...
Oh, for sure.
It does put Bonkrox and King's Tomb into play.
Yeah, those aren't the worst things, but yeah, they definitely would then be in play. Is it just save and quick to Sank, and you can check them pretty quickly. So it might keep... the only thing they would do is keep Ralen away from Mizramar a little bit longer. And of course, if Ralen knows that there's an item on the boss, he's not going to full clear this. Or knows there is not an item on the boss, he's not going to full clear this because he knows that Pet is dead.
Nothing on Hammer Pegs, just a red 20.
Yep. I still can't pair this with Powder. Where does So go next? Could go to Eastern.
Ooh.
No, going back to the mountain. Has that book. Has Could do, probably does book into, Ether Tab into Hera Basement into Spike Cave, and probably ends up in Turtle Rock. And I guess Ralen probably does Mire after this, but he still has Hammer Pegs and Powder outstanding to check.
So that was a piece of heart for the second item. There's the chest with normally the big key to check as well. If that chest has something, Railing will not need to finish Eastern Palace and save a little bit of time. And it looks like So is going into Hera Basement.
I mean, you have to if you're coming up here. He doesn't have a whole lot else left.
Gets the piece of
Okay,
heart.
got the piece heart, got the last item. Doesn't have to kill Armos Knights. Yeah, we're fluting to 3 or fluting to 6, because I believe those are Ralen's choices. Okay, fluting to 4, so this could be a Bombos tablet play. It's of the choices, I like that one the least because there's only one item. Hammer Pegs plus Magic Bat is 2 items, 2 items in Mire, but he will be able to flute out off of that to whichever of the other thing he chooses. Oh, do we have Pyramid Fairy? Yeah, we have Pyramid Fairy. We're doing Pyramid Fairy.
And So gets his Cane of Somaria now.
Doesn't like it.
Doesn't like it at all.
Doesn't like it at all.
Does go for checking Spike Cave first.
Yeah, this is really annoying to get back to if you do it after Turtle Rock.
Again, Big Bomb could have boots, which could help a tiny bit in this.
Yeah, we're actually running out of places between the two runners where boots even could be. So, yeah, if it's not here, there's a really good chance it is. Oh, never mind. They're right here. We got boots. That's a good news, bad news. I expect Ralen to follow those. He's gonna. In fact, he's not even gonna save and quit to Sanctuary. He's just gonna run right on over. I have boots. I can run.
Oh gosh.
So Ralen, once gets the flippers, will be in go mode for sure, 100%. So still needs to go through Turtle Rock, get that shovel, and unless he leaves with that shovel, which I don't see happening, gonna have to choose between Powder, Shovel, and Green Pendant turn-in before he gets his bow. And will probably be in go mode, but there's that 1 in 22 chance that he needs those boots.
Yeah. Forever looming. That 1 in 22 chance.
Okay, so we got Bonk Rocks for Ralen. We know is going to be nothing. And then he'll have that last decision to make: Mire or Hammer Peg / green Powder turn-in. Okay, he's fluting and he's fluting. Are we going 3 or 6? We're going 6. So Ralen's gonna get his flippers. Might take him a while to get them. They are in the cutscene chest, which is often put until last when you check Mire. So's gonna get that shovel relatively soon, but is not gonna, because the shovel is what's in front of that bow. I just don't see him leaving with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ralen not killing the bird before going in, getting a little bodied by it, because Quake does not kill it, and you do take damage during the cutscene.
So, looking at our runners, what we know, Ralen needs the flippers, will be getting it in Misery Mire, has the boots. Once he gets the flippers, he can then do Swamp Palace and Ice Palace back to back with boots.
Yep. He will be able to do Swamp and Ice with boots in full go mode. We'll save a ton of time on both. So not only did not get to do Ice Palace in go mode, had to do it without the Can of Somaria, and full cleared Swamp, including going back in for left side. So on the other hand, we'll be able to have a much faster pod, because the big key was relatively early, and we'll be able to go straight to the back and finish that off a lot quicker than Ralen was able to.
I don't know. How long will all of this take? It could be neck to neck, really.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it depends on whether So leaves with the shovel or not. I just don't see it happening. I mean, like I said, I think in a 1v1, I think that's a very, very defensible play to just leave with the shovel and take that chance and hope it's the right one. But in a qualifier, just the penalty if you're wrong is just so big. Okay, Ralen gets the piece of heart. Does he go into cutscene or does he? Nah, he's gonna last location cutscene. I mean, that's pretty standard to do that. Big key will be on the right side over by the spikes. Oh, okay, no, he's not gonna go to the right side. He says, you know what? If this is big key, I want to be able to do that at the same time as the big chest. So.
Meanwhile, So is on Lava Island on Turtle Rock, getting his map. Possibly about halfway through the whole of the dungeon. We'll see if he does quit after getting the shovel. That is still going to be a big thing here.
Yeah, I think if he... It's hard to say because he won't have the boots to speed things up, and Ralen's going to gain time on him. But Ralen has 2 dungeons to clear to So's 1. So if So does leave with the shovel, yeah, it's hard to say who's ahead. If he doesn't leave with the shovel, then Ralen definitely has a big advantage here.
And there at 121, Ralen is in go mode.
In full go mode. No worries about the torch. No worries about right side GTE. He's got everything you could possibly need.
So has got his shovel, but is at least doing Mimic Cave. We'll probably continue on here. Ralen...
Yeah, choosing to do Swamp first. The only drawback to this is if he's inclined to do quick little checks for silvers, they won't be here. We know they're on Cold Stare, and if he did Ice Palace first, he'd have the silvers going into Swamp. It's a very small point. I don't expect him to do any checks other than potentially the Diver Down chests and the Waterfall chests, which are very, very quick. And yeah, we're going to get that shovel in a second for So.
Yeah,
Oh wait, no, he should have it right now.
Yeah, I saw So get the shovel.
Yeah, he has it now. He's not left. He doesn't know it, but that would be the right play. But man, oh man, it's just so risky. This is the play I'd make in a qualifier race. This is the play I'd make too.
Yeah. So Ralen at 122.40 is in Swamp Palace. We'll probably need to complete this before So gets his hammer to be roughly neck and neck.
You mean bow, but yeah, no, I think Ralen may be ahead already because of the boots. The boot's going to save quite a bit of time, but we'll see. I think So's going to finish this off, and you know, and then he has to make the right decision as which to do first.
Yeah.
He's gonna get that powder. He's gonna, like I said, he's gonna have 3 fetch quests out of this. I'll see if Ralen checks anything on path.
No. Definitely doesn't seem as though he's checking left side swamp.
Oh, there's no way you check left side swamp in go mode. The bigger question is he going to check these two chests here? Because these are pretty much on path. He doesn't know it, but he's going to get silvers. Let's see. Where did So take that? Was that laser bridge?
That was laser bridge, so not.
Okay, he had the safety door. He's fine. Yeah, that's not going to cost him any time, really.
And it looks like we might get back-to-back boss battles with So facing off against Trinix right now, and Ralen facing off against Argus. And Ralen is first to face off against Argus.
It is a slightly faster fight with these equipment loadouts.
So defeats the Fire Head, about to defeat the Ice Head. Ralen is on the final phase of Argus. So is on the final phase of Trinix right now. And Ralen has now defeated Argus, getting his 6th crystal. We'll see if Ralen goes back in left side swamp.
No. What would he be looking for at this point? Like, you're not gonna go that kind of out of your way for silvers. They don't save that much time. It's the only thing you could possibly want. Now we know he's gonna get silvers, because Cold Stare has them, but he doesn't know that. The more interesting question: what fetch quest does So do first?
Definitely seems like Ralen is ahead now. I mean, they've both.
Oh yeah, for sure. So still needs to get his bow. Okay, at least it looks like So is making the right decision. Looks like he's heading over to that shovel. But So is not getting boots. And there it is. Go mode for So at 126 and change. Gonna head over to pod. It's a fairly quick pod, so that's at least something for him. And Ralen's gonna hit the switch because he does not want to have to search out the big key. In go mode, you always want to hit that switch. Definitely a debate on whether to hit it or not in not go mode. Some people like to hit it when they're not in go mode, just for the peace of mind that they don't have to worry about it. More often than not, though, the big key is going to be in a reasonable place. The time it bites you is if you get 3 items with big key and iced tea, then you lose time to it. Oh, and there's the big key anyway. I was not paying close enough attention on So's side to see that was the location of the big key. But it wouldn't have been any faster to not hit the switch, because the amount of time that you lose hitting the switch is about what you'd lose running through the back instead of being able to just drop right down like Ralen's doing right now.
So facing off against the first set of mimics in Palace of Darkness, whilst Ralen is about to drop down. Everybody get ready for your GT Big Key guessing game guesses, because Ralen is soon about to defeat Cold Stare. Using that bombos to start off.
Yep. So's gonna be able to go. Yeah, I thought the big key was over here on the right side, so So's gonna have a very quick pod. It is gonna get to GT a little bit later, and is not gonna have those boots. And Ralen gets his silvers. He has nothing else he could possibly want. So you won't see him check any extra chests in GT. So might look for boots. And not look hard for boots, but look for them in the sense of this chest is on path. Let's see if I can get boots out of it. He might not, because by the time you get to the top of GT, they don't mean quite as much.
So get your guesses ready in chat. And Ralen only needs now to climb the mountain. So is just in the dark rooms prior to facing off against Helmasaur. We'll defeat Helmasaur and probably go up the mountain without the... Well, we'll go up the mountain without those boots.
Yep. Now the only way he finds those boots is if the big key is on the torch, and then, yikes. Now, let's hope that's not a thing.
Indeed, yikes. Well, looking from everybody in chat, nobody's guessed two, so...
Thank you, chat. Well, it'd be one or three, to be honest. Either you're doing Hope Room and then you check the torch for the third item, or you're checking it right away. Now, if you're Ralen, you're like, yeah, I want that big key on the torch because those boots were in such a bad spot. I want them to pay off.
Well, it's about closing time for the guesses. So getting his 7th crystal is going to make his way to climb up to GT. And Ralen is opening the door now, so get them in right now or else they don't count.
Okay, where are we going first, Ralen? Oh, we're gonna go straight to the torch. Ah, just a cape. I mean, that's a useful item, so Ralen's gonna grab it, but... Oh. Not the big key, so we are safely in go mode on both sides.
Yes, definitely good to see for so. Boots was 5/6 crystal.
Yeah, a pyramid fairy. And given that Pod was a pyramid fairy dungeon, Soul was never gonna go there with a go mode bow. Getting dark magician strats from Ralen.
That was 5, I believe.
Also, so forgetting which cave is which. Another thing I wish I could say I've never done, but
Piece of heart. 7 is a key.
looks like he's gonna go all the way to Compass Room, which is pretty standard for this. Probably not gonna do the full Dark Magician, which would include going full right, but we'll see. Be interesting to see what So's big key routing is. Some players, when they don't have the boost, will avoid the torch. Others will want to see right away, am I missing something? Okay, Ralen gonna go ahead and keep going to at least get this small key.
Next one being 12 by my count. And so just about 10 to GT.
Yeah, So wants to know right away. Okay, you're not getting that cape, but you're gonna be able to finish.
12 small key.
Put that blue boomerang to use.
Full heart.
There it is.
14.
All right. You guessed 14. Congratulations. You won the big key guessing game for pride and bragging rights.
And that seems as though that's somebody in chat, 101 DNL. So congratulations, you have all the bragging rights tonight. Ralen making his way up GT. Will so go full right this time, though.
Nope, gonna make the good decision to end up in random room. I'm gonna stare at that cape again. To be fair, cape's a nice to have, definitely not a need. Unless there's something on bumper ledge, which, you know, if it's in GT, whatever bumper ledge item can just sit there.
Now I'm just thinking of ways. I mean, I guess it would be fine, but bow on bumper ledge? Hypothetically?
In a pendant, Eastern pendant pod seed, yeah, that could happen.
That could make things horrible.
Yeah, we'd have another Mimic Clip seed on our hands, which I don't think anybody in, well, I was about to say I don't think anybody in qualifiers want to see that, but for the people that were able to do the Mimic Clip, it was a very fast seed, so.
So is about to get his big key. Ralen is defeating Lamo 2.
And so continue to look because maybe boots are here, but we know they're not. That's about the only thing I could see looking for at this point. I don't know that you even check the upper chest though, because like I said earlier, I don't know that it gains you significant time.
Ralen now doing the first lamp room. Able to do it well, conserving a little bit of magic there, but just gonna get to... Oh, choosing not to get the refill. And on to the second lamp room, using the lamp. Also, is at the start of his GT climb. Ralen powdering for some fairies. As what was said, well, I guess it was even an hour ago, powder is a very comforting item to have. And definitely useful here. Ralen defeating Moldorm 2. But shots across, doesn't get the chest. Is about to do Aga 2. Let's see how this goes for Ralen. Okay, that's
might have gotten the triple there. So hard to say if those last two hit at the same time or not. Definitely has gotten at least 2 doubles. Well, definitely one of them was not a triple. Yeah, neither one was counted as a triple, unfortunately. But a 2-2-1-1 is not bad, which is what he's should get here. Yep.
So yeah, Aga 2 is defeated, as Lamo 2 is about to be defeated by So. Hopefully shouldn't be too hard a Ganon fight, considering Ralen has silvers, and so when he gets to Ganon will have silvers, so yeah. Ganon imparting a bit of knowledge on first phase currently, just moving on to second phase. Ralen not even taking a single bit of damage, just does now. But has
doing a nice job with the hookshot and using iframes from it. Then took damage right after, but you know, he's gotten through the hard part. Once you get past the fire bat stage, you shouldn't be taking any damage.
Ganon now on to phase 3. Ralen doing it well, although Ganon is being quite, well, avoidant at the things.
It's being warpy. And yes, we have your silvers. Oh, looks like he's going to get a very quick finish here. Getting a double on the early hit, and then getting another double right afterwards. A very nice Ganon fight from Ralen.
So get your GGs ready.
All right, and Ralen finishing up with a official race time of 1:40.15. Good for first place on this restream and 6th place overall. So very well done. And we're gonna stick with So for now, see how he finishes.
Yep. And hopefully we'll be able to get Ralen in here soon. So is now facing off against Agatu.
And we'll let So finish up first, and then we will hopefully get both our runners to come talk about this seed.
Yeah. Is that a double then a triple?
Yeah.
And so just having Ganon left.
Go ahead and drop in.
So first phase Ganon. Gets a few hits and a spin. First off, seems as though Ganon's going into second phase. Using hookshot for invincibility. Ganon is in third phase now.
See a lot more warps again. For those that don't know, the warps are going to be the same for both runners, so I'm going to be here for a bit. Or for all the runners, I should say, since we have so many.
Yeah. So getting that torch glitch off.
Yeah, not really important in this when you have silvers, but nice to have. Oh, missed that shot. All right, finishes Ganon off. And is going to cross that bridge with an official race time of 1:43.06. That'll be good for 15th place in the qualifier. And I do believe we already have Ralen with us, and hopefully we can get Soen as well. GG's, Ralen.
GG.
Okay. Thanks. GG.
Barely missing being part of the part-time, but I mean, 6th place. I think you take that, right?
I mean, if you place before any, you've done well. You should be happy about that. So
Yep.
Yeah, can't be unhappy with this.
Yeah, the seed had a little bit of everything. Definitely not a jet seed, so don't have to. Yeah, when you have to go through 2 pendants, deep into 2 pendants, potentially. That shovel. Like we were talking about, do you leave with the shovel if you're so? When you were going through it, we didn't know, of course, that was going to turn into your bow. I just felt like in a qualifying race, it's such a risky play.
Yeah.
At go
That-
-1 when you have green pendant, a bunch more items, and then you get a shovel, and you get a shovel powder and green pendant in the dungeon, so you have like 3 fetch quests coming out.
That is the big point. This is a qualifier race, and being the case, you have to run it a bit differently.
Yeah.
You cannot take as many risks, or you shouldn't at least. So
Yeah.
these kind of these kind of seats with 2 items that are far apart from each other, very out of any way you ever want to take.
Yep.
Basically, is the best case for a qualifier, because basically everyone is going to full clear the seat, and you cannot play too bad if you do not do unnecessary bad stuff.
Yeah, I think the only unnecessary thing was the Eastern. I mean, the major one. There was nothing in Eastern. Pyramid Fairy was unnecessary, but at least you got boots out of it, which I don't know if it makes up the time you lost for having them, but it's a nice item, and peace of mind. You don't have to worry about torches and stuff.
I definitely got the boots for Maya, Swamp, Ice, and
Yeah.
GT. That is a decent time, and it's 1.5 minutes to get the red bomb. So I lost a bit more doing the boots checks, which were unnecessary. But okay, I think they come off somewhat even in doing it or not. So
yeah, certainly was interesting because you got that Cane of Somaria, which we weren't sure if that was even going to matter, given the pendant situation. Could have been for getting to doing something in one of those dungeons, or also could have been for a right side GT big key. So didn't get that till I think last location that even. I'm not sure if he might have had Eastern left, so near last location. The Cane of Somaria, and led him straight into Turtle Rock for obvious reasons. 7 effective items in Turtle Rock versus 3 in Eastern. One potentially behind a bow you don't have. So it made a lot of sense. But he also got to Mire a lot sooner and had those flippers a lot sooner.
That is the trade-off in this seat. However you play it, if you are not or if you're not going to take extreme risks, you either full clear or do clears of Ice Palace and Swamp that might not be necessary, or clear Pot and Eastern, which might not be necessary. And it's not really feasible that you can skip both. You will do one or the other, and that will make the seat slow, especially with boots this late.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and doing in your case, heading over to the east side of the Dark World with a very nice splash delete. I don't think I've seen that splash delete before. Turned out to be in logic with flippers, but or you could have just killed Aga. That's also an option that I don't see a lot of people doing.
Yeah, that's the big part of
nice.
why I made this play. I knew that with killing Aga wasn't logic, so right side could have the hammer and did.
Yep, it sure did.
Yeah, that splash delete is a way to get to the Zora Ledge item without the bow. So I like to have that available, and as you see, it's usually pretty quickly to do if you do not mess up your cane block and stand in it, push it around. But yeah, you can use that instead of a current jump or splash delete there. Very, very fast usually. So yeah.
Yeah, Cane of Somaria can do some interesting things for splash deletions. You don't see it as often as the bow method, I think.
Yeah, especially with progressive bows, since you are so likely to have a bow at some point.
But non-progressive bows this time. But a non-progressive bow. Sorry, a progressive bow wouldn't have helped you here.
Nope.
Yes, because Silver's on Cold Stare. So might have liked to have that progressive bow. And not have to go into Turtle Rock.
I mean, if it was progressive bow, to be fair, I might have had done Ice Palace a slight bit earlier, since there are 2 bows and you can get the second bow out of logic. Even if you do not get the bow you're supposed to do, you don't care. And even knowing that the flippers are locked behind the bow, and progressive bows might not make Ice Palace necessarily a bad play, because you can still get a second bow out of it. With non-progressive bows, no.
Yeah, I also wondered if you considered just going, when you were just looking for flippers, if there was any consideration to just go moding through Ice Palace, if just as a thought time. Obviously, you wouldn't be checking anything because the flippers, your go mode item's not going to be there.
Yeah, I go moded Ice Palace mainly because for that reason, aside from doing 2 checks that are literally on the way.
Yeah, the on-path checks.
One really literally on the way, one is 2 seconds out of the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it, looking for silvers, because in the qualifier again, if they are on the way, they do make your endgame slightly faster.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Boost.
It's like checking. You don't check iced tea, but you can check. The icebreaker chest is right there, or in swamp. You don't even go for like the compass chest or the bomb wall chest, but doing diver down chests. Yeah, those are right there. So.
What did you think of Thieves Town? Because it wasn't hammerlocked, and it seemed as though you were avoiding it for some time, just in case it was.
Yeah, that was part of my routing. I knew that I wanted to do Thieves Town at some point, but doing it when you're first time Village of Outcast, going to Hype Cave and finding your hammer and really regretting your life choices is not the best idea in a qualifier. So it's basically just do the quick checks first, look if you can snag an easy hammer, and if not, just go through there, because it was in logic that Blind could have had the hammer. So yeah, can always hope that there's a compass or the map in the big chest, which wasn't, but it didn't matter in the end.
Yeah, I always find it funny in Thieves Town because for it to be illogical to finish it without the hammer, the small key has to show up, but that means the big chest might have something. Whereas if the small key just doesn't show up, you're not leaving anything behind, but now it's out of logic. So it's funny it works that way.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. I should run through our top 5 finishers. Since you were 6, we'll just go ahead and run off the top 5. We had Lin in first place at 133.37. Name Faker. Second place at 136.24. Error. In third place at 137.07. Tam. Fourth place at 138.36. And Drykion, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, finishing with a 139.0. And you in sixth place. So finishing in 15th place. Any last thoughts before we close this out?
I do have my points that are going to be cut, since I'm unlikely to get another one this good, but 95 points around. Nice to have, and knowing that any 80 you score now is counting is definitely a good feeling. Mm-hmm. They have started worse in the qualifiers, so I'm kind of happy.
This was your first qual?
No, it's the second, but I had 77 in the first, and compared to last year where I had a 61 and 64 to start off with, I think I'm a bit.
I think this is better. Well, here's hoping that 77 gets cut off, because we drop the high and the low score. So
yeah.
Good luck to you moving on, and yeah.
Also, thanks for commentating and for tracking and all that stuff. Always appreciated that we have so many volunteers bring these races to the people.
All right. Thank you so much, Ralen, for running for us.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that So is not going to be joining us.
He isn't. He said in the chat that he wasn't. But
there he is. All right, well, GG's to both So and Ralen, both with very good times and very good finishes, so that should do good things for them moving forward. GG's to everybody else that played in this race. I'd like to thank everybody. Goran, thank you for joining me on commentary. And of course, can't shout out our trackers enough. Linkforce doing the tracking, doing the hard work behind the scenes. We could do this without commentary. We cannot do this without trackers. Big shout outs there. The next qual is coming up on Friday. Friday late. Friday at 11 p.m. We'll start airing at 11:10. And if you're thinking of joining this tournament, anyone can try and qualify. So that's the next one coming up. And then there's one on Saturday at 2 o'clock and Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m. So lots of quals coming. This is only not number 3 of 18 total qualifiers. So a lot of Link to the Past qualifiers coming up in the next few weeks. Hope to see you all there. But yeah, that'll do it for us. Thank you all for watching. Goran, if you have anything else to add, now's the time.
Well, just same as you. Thank you to our tracker Linkforce for tracking. Just tracking is it's a tough thing to do, and it really helps us hugely. Thank you to our runners, So and Ralen, and just thank you, Tracy, for co-commentating with me. All of this has just been really enjoyable, and just thank you.
All right. We'll see you all at the next one, 11 o'clock Friday evening.
Okay, goodbye, everybody.